Hey guys, thought I'd give you one more set of notes. I know I had originally said that I was going to be back on Monday. It's looking like that has changed, but fortunately, I think I should be back tomorrow on Tuesday. So, work one more day for me. Work hard for one more day. I should be back tomorrow, and we can get rocking and rolling to finish up our semester before we go home for Christmas break. What we're going to do today is we're going to look at a skill that's a little bit of a review because you should have learned about this in fourth grade. So it shouldn't be completely new, but it has been a while since you've seen it. So we're going to go over it. And that is taking what's called a mixed number and changing it to an improper fraction, or really just kind of learning about mixed numbers and improper fractions again. So that's going to be our notes today. So in your table of contents, go ahead and write 12/7 for the date today, and then write mixed numbers, and then draw an arrow, and then write improper fractions. I'm going to try to zoom in on this just a little bit so you can maybe see it a little bit better. All right, so mixed numbers, and then an arrow, and then write improper fractions. All right, and I'm going to kind of play around with this a little bit, see if I can't get this to clear up a little bit. It's getting the glare from the light that's in the room. Okay, so after you've had a chance to write that, go ahead and turn to your next blank page, and at the top of that page, let's write what we're going to be looking at, which is going to be mixed numbers and improper fractions. So let's write that at the top. All right, so mixed numbers and improper fractions. All right, so one of the things that we need to talk about first is we need to talk about what both are. So let's take a little bit of time and review what both are. So let's go down, let's put a little star, and let's put mixed number. And then let's put a dash, and let's talk about what a mixed number is. So really and truly, again, this is something you should know from last year. A mixed number is just a whole number with a fraction beside it. So it's a whole number and a fraction. And so I'm going to write that. It is a whole number and a fraction. And then underneath, I'm going to put an example, and I'm just going to list several here for some examples. So we could do something pretty simple like 2.5 could be a mixed number. 4 1/5 could be a mixed number. 5 4/9 could be a mixed number. And then 7 3/10 could be a mixed number. So copy those down and make sure that you have those as examples, just so you know, okay, hey, if you ever forget what a mixed number is, you can go back to this and that can help you out. So mixed numbers aren't too bad. You just got to remember it's going to be a whole number and some more. Like out in the real world, you might see this quite a bit when you measure something. I know I like to woodwork, and when I'm woodworking and I'm measuring something, say in inches, a lot of times something is not like exactly a whole number inch. For example, I might measure something and it might be a little bit over 20 inches, so it wouldn't be 20 inches exactly, it'd be a little bit over it. So it might be like 20 1/8 inch. Or sometimes when you're cooking, you might need like 3.5 cups of flour. Well, that's what a mixed number is. It's a whole number and it's whatever that whole number is, it's a little bit extra. So that's a mixed number. Let's go down and put another star. Let's put improper fraction. All right, so an improper fraction, you guys should know this one again. This is not new. This is just a review from last year. So, looking at this, an improper fraction is when you're going to have a larger numerator than denominator. So it's not, a lot of times we forget about, when we talk about fractions, we kind of forget about what's called a proper fraction. A proper fraction is when you have a smaller numerator. Well, when the numerator gets bigger than the denominator, then it's known as an improper fraction. So let's write that. So an improper fraction is a fraction that has a larger numerator than the denominator. And then underneath that, I'm going to write some just examples as well for this one. So I'm going to think about, for this one, it could be some really simple ones. It could be something like 8/3, 7/4 could be one. You can have something like 10/5 could be one. And we'll do one more. Let's do 12/7. So those are all considered to be improper fractions because they have a larger numerator than denominator. So pretty basic again, nothing new, just a reminder from what it was from last year. Okay, what I'd like to start on today, and this will be part of our lesson, is what's known as converting. And converting is, the word convert is just a fancy way of saying change. We're going to change. And so I'm going to come down and I'm going to write the word convert. And then next to it, I'm going to write the word change. Change. And I'm going to really show you guys one of the ways that you're going to be converting these mixed numbers to improper fractions. And I say one of the ways, this is kind of what you have to know. And you should have gotten this last year. But what you have to know is when you see a mixed number, you have to know that there is something that's equivalent to that mixed number that is the opposite. So in other words, if you see a mixed number, you have to know there's an improper fraction that goes with it. Or vice versa, if you see an improper fraction, there is a mixed number that goes with it. So what we think of in math is, the math behind this is really converting. You're going to be changing mixed numbers to improper fractions or converting improper fractions to mixed numbers. Well, the one that we're going to focus on today is going to be mixed numbers to improper fractions.